and take Queens. And here we are away for Women's Division 4 of Tour Quiz 2021. All the crews have had a quite a clean start there, but absolutely Exeter quite tucked into that bay off the start, Caitlin.
Yeah, that seems to be a very good line for them. I mean, the bump could be inevitable, but if they're in the right place, it might be a bit of damage limitation for the rest of the division. I think Queen's had a little bit of a scrappy start there. Merton seems to get off the blocks a little bit faster, a little bit cleaner. And Anthony's are really closing on Worcester here, which is possibly to be expected, given Worcester's downwards spiral, unfortunately. But kudos to St Anthony's. They're rowing really well in the wash.
Yeah, they are indeed. It'll be interesting to see how that battle unfolds. Worcester on course for spoons if they get bumped by St Anthony's, as we expect them to later on today.
And it looks like Wolfson are catching Somerville too, and Worcester have just conceded to St Anthony. So well done, St Anthony's, and well done, Wolfson. That's another bump, or two bumps.
Two bumps very quickly off the start here. Two bumps in quick concession. Really, really exciting start to this race.
Poor Exeter have hit the bank. Oh, that's a nightmare for them. They've got to really get going before. Oh no, that's not Exeter. That's Worcester. So Exeter might manage to get a bump. Oh, they've conceded. Oh, wow. So that's a concession to Exeter, who have secured a bump and avoided spoons. And, Worcester are rowing right into them. Exeter, you need to get out of the way.
This is a dramatic turn of events just off the start. This looks to be harking back to the chaos we saw in the gut earlier on the start of this week.
New College
perhaps
seems to
playing a part.
Potentially. New College have got the bump on Worcester. I saw the concession there, and it looks like Merton are closing down on Queens, and that's a concession. Well done, Merton. As you can tell, I'm quite happy about that one.
No biases to declare.
Absolutely not.
Well, like we say, a really, really exciting race off the start here.
Oh, and Worcester still aren't moving. Oh dear. Or they're moving, but in the wrong direction.
It looks to me, though, as though we could see Univ actually bump up on Regent's Park as well.
Oh, yeah, they have closed up the gap quite significantly. The Cox is looking round, steering a bit of a wide line, but it could be attempt to be evasive there. And it looks
Univ
like
are hot on their heels, really, really tight steering, following them around wherever they go. I don't think Regent's Park are going to get away from this.
No, that's a concession there. So Regent's Park might get a sniff of Worcester and think we can get the bump on them, given their pretty awful experience in the gut. They might just have their heads down a little bit, or they might have the adrenaline going and they might start rowing really quickly. Who knows? But it looks like pretty much everyone there is bumped out on Worcester, at least.
It's going to be really difficult for Worcester to recover from that. Not an ideal situation to be in at all. But they look fairly composed as they come out of the gut there, Caitlin. Surprisingly, perhaps, considering what's just happened.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they've probably got an experienced Cox and someone who's just keeping them calm. Unfortunately, them being so stationary for so long wasn't entirely their fault. The crew that bumped them seemed to just not get out of the way. So there might be an appeal on that one. But yeah, that it will be a bit disappointing for them.
I think that's about all the action we're going to see in this division. But rapid fire, several bumps there. I think 4 or 5 bumps, not including the multiples on Worcester there.
Yeah, so the provisional results will say Merton bumped Queens, Anthony's Exeter, New 2, Somerville 2, all bumped Worcester, Wolfson 3 bumped Somerville 2, Univ 2 have bumped Regents, and remains to be seen whether Regents can catch Worcester.
It'll be interesting to see how much that gap has closed as we pan round. Queens, they're looking fairly happy as they come across. All these people are going to want to finish the week on a high and row across that line in style for their friends and families down on the bank, and the majority, we hope, watching remotely on this live stream.
And I'd be interested to know actually how far afield this live stream is reaching, because I know that I've got friends in the US, in Switzerland, in Italy that are all tuning in to support Merton, having graduated from there. So I wonder, where's the furthest from Oxford that we have reached to with this live stream.
Yeah, absolutely. If you think that you are potentially the furthest away from the action today, do let us know in the live chat on YouTube how far away you think you are, just so we can get a gauge on exactly how multicultural our live stream is today.
I'm hoping to get someone in the International Space Station, but that might be a bit of an ask.
we can dream. We can dream.
There, and all these crews are going to be delighted having bumped out on their last day. I'm sure that'll make the Torpids dinner, if they have one, even sweeter.
So the true crews in that division that were searching for their blades, as far as we're aware, have succeeded in securing them. Merton will wait to see, depending on the rules set in place by the college. They may need to bump twice a day in order to earn their blades. But New College have certainly secured their blades for this year.
And Exeter seem to have avoided spoons as well, which they'll be probably quite happy about, given that they were, I think, down 6 perhaps from the start of the week. So to avoid going down even further is a good result for them.
Yeah, they seem to have curtailed their fall somewhat, which is always positive for them. The same can't be said for some of the other crews that we've seen today. These crews just be doing all they can to set themselves up really for next year, looking ahead to 2022. They're looking to set themselves up, their crews, their incoming incumbents for these seats, set them up in the best possible position to carry the college banner forward over the next, well, we hope 100, 200 years.
And Worcester are just about to cross the finish line, and actually they're looking really good. They're putting in a push, they're giving it some send, and they're looking very tidy. So, full credit to them for getting their heads up and carrying on and finishing the race on a high.
Yeah, it's very easy to get sort of dragged down after an incident like that, but absolutely credit to them. They're finishing their week on a high, and they should be pleased with that performance. Because I think had they avoided that crash, they could have been a really tight race on our hands. And there we are, the final crew of this division, Regent's Park, just coming up to the finish line in a few moments now.